They say timing is everything, but then they also say there's never a perfect time for anything. And many events in our lives recently have shown just how true this saying is. When asking someone for a favour, you can't ask them when they're overly busy or when they're not in a good mood. You need to talk to them at the right time. You need to speak to them when they're relaxed so they can think freely about whether to give you your requests or not. See, timing really is everything, and when it comes to building your dream home, it should be no different. Hi, I'm Kieran Moore, the owner and managing director of CKS Projects. I'm here to help you take the guesswork out of the building process, so when it comes time to building your dream home, you understand what the builder is talking about, and you can also be confident that you're making the best decisions for you and your family. So how do we know when it's the right time to build that home you've always dreamt of? Building a new home means stepping up into an important event in your life, and we can safely say that it's one of the most important investments you'll ever make. Imagine the effort, the money, and the time you have to give for your house to be built. Not only is it a big investment in money, but it's an even bigger investment of your time. There's no shortage of things to consider when building a home, including the current market conditions. With the constant changes in the economy recently, there's an important question you have to ask before starting your dream home project. And the question is now the best time to build your new home? The truth is, there's no exact answer to this question, because there are still some underlying questions and things we should also check and consider as well. To have an idea if it's the right time to build your new home, here's a few things that you should do. Check the current house prices. House prices, like most other markets, aren't always stable. There's times that they will rise and there are times that they may fall. But history has shown in Australia that over the period of time, house prices will always increase in value. So to know whether it's the best time to build your dream home or not, you need to determine your long-term goals. When it comes time to building a home or purchasing land, people often talk about the concept of timing the market or it being the right time. None of us here can predict the future, so all we can do is go on what's happened in the past. History has shown that this is impossible to calculate. The reality is actually that time spent in the market is always going to be more favourable. Now, this is always going to be subjective and largely based on opinion, but the property market has shown signs of retracting in the last 6 months, and what this does is creates an opportunity for home purchasers to get into the market that perhaps wasn't an option previously. History demonstrates that increased prices stemming from inflation never drop back to pre-inflation prices. This means that the rising construction costs aren't temporary, they are the new normal. Building a home is never going to get cheaper, so does this mean there's no better time to build your dream home than now? To better help you make an educated decision, here's a glimpse into the New South Wales construction price movement up until now and what is forecasted in the year to come. According to Property Update's latest property forecast, New South Wales has seen construction costs increase by 11.1% over the 12 months to December 22, compared to 7% over the 12 months to December 21. This has been the fastest pace of annual growth that the state has ever seen since December 2000, when construction costs increased by 12.3%. As you can see, construction costs have soared in recent times, but new forecasts give hope to when the crisis could ease. Construction cost inflation in the Greater Sydney region is predicted to slow from 6.9% down to 3.9% over the coming year. The expectation that costs will ease through the next year is due to the declining demand on products and services likely caused by current inflationary pressures. Now, let's look at interest rates. If your interest rates are lower, it's possible for you to borrow more money to help you build your home. That's why it's one of the things you should consider before making your decision. Reports show that Australia's current interest rates have continuously risen over the last 12 months, and now the Reserve Bank of Australia have announced that they're expected to go a little further throughout the first half of the year, if required to curb the rising costs in Australia, otherwise known as inflation. However, some positive news that inflation index is now starting to stabilise and is predicted to slow or even start to come down in the second half of this year. If this turns out to be true, this will result in interest rates lowering and your borrowing capacity to increase. So with that in mind, the average time to design a home and get council approvals to get to the stage of actual construction is on average 6 months, and possibly longer for more complex designs. Then there's the actual construction timeframe for your home to be built, which is typically 6 to 9 months, but obviously this varies depending on your design also. So if you dream of being in your home in 2024 or even 2025, you really need to get started on your planning now. You also need to keep in mind that the economy is also being impacted by the things that happen globally, like the global COVID-19 pandemic, or like the Russia-Ukraine war, and other issues affecting the movement of commodities in the market. COVID-19 did more than affect our health. It's certainly partially to be blamed for the global supply and chain issues we faced for the past 3 years. It's negatively affected both the pricing and material availability and delivery timeframes, while state and international border restrictions led to unmanageable labour shortages also. The good news is that borders have all reopened and we're slowly seeing the supply of materials and services go back to pre-COVID normal timeframes, and we are seeing the cost of raw building materials start to stabilise, if not reducing in cost, what we have seen over the last 2 years. So when we put it all together and consider the factors that I've just mentioned, we recommend you start on your building journey and seriously consider building your dream home now. If you think you got the budget and your heart is ready to make your dreams come true, there's no better time to get started than now. It might seem daunting, but we can guide you through this process and provide you with all the information required to make the best decision for you and your family. No matter what you do, decide to work with experts. At CKS Projects, we're experts in luxury custom-built new homes. This is what we do. Schedule a meeting today and we can start talking about what you need to build your dream home. Building a luxury home can be stressful, so to help you have a more enjoyable experience, we created a free guide that you can follow to avoid costly mistakes and ensure your dream home gets built exactly how you want it. Just click on the link below to download the 7 things you must know before designing your new home. All I need is your email address so I know where to send it. If you found this video valuable, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on more helpful hints and tips to help you along your building journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.